Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to another Zach Reviews a Movie in the Car. I'm so sad I broke my standee thing. I had like a standee that would hold the phone so I could tap it. You wouldn't have to see through the fucking wheel. I'm gonna get a new one soon. It's like $30. I don't know why it fucking broke. It just like fell off one day. It would never attach again. But I'm gonna get another one for my car so the fucking reviews, when I leave a theater review, don't look like this. First off, gonna start out, because I haven't recorded a video in like a month, so this is wild to me. Working on a lot of videos for July that I'm hoping to get out. I want to do an Inside Out 2 spoiler review. It's currently my favorite movie of the year. I might spoil that at least, of the year. It's my favorite movie. Something about it felt so fucking relatable and attached to it, and I just found it so entertaining. I've seen it like 5 times. I cannot wait to talk about that in full detail, but I want to do an actual video where I can talk about that with some notes at home. So that'll be a bit later on down July. On my Instagram, I've been asking people, send me your top 5 movies of all time and I'll judge them. I was going to do like a list video. I now have about 18 lists, so I'm very excited to record that. That video is going to be out probably by the end of July. I want to do a Smiling Friends episode ranking because I adore that show, and all the episodes of season 2 are out, so I'm going to rank all 17 episodes. That's coming pretty soon. Maxine review, a Dispute With Me 4 review. I expect those also to be reviewed because Maxine's my most anticipated film of the year. And I reviewed Minions 2: The Rise of Gru, and I've kept up with this franchise even if I find it wildly mediocre. Hopefully 4 will be better, but I will definitely be discussing it because big tentpole film. Obviously when Deadpool and shit comes out, I'll talk about those too, but those are a while down the line. So yeah, been off for about a month, but I'm returning with some content. I just didn't really feel like recording anything for a while. Shit happens, you know. I've also been tired and working, dealing with other stuff, hanging out with friends, just kind of trying to live life and not just, do these YouTube videos. They don't take a lot of my time, but, it's just a little relaxing not to think about doing them. But I've also, been a little sad because I'm like, shit, I really want to do more videos. I haven't been discussing anything in a while. I've also thought about doing a new thing where I discuss directors. Because I've wanted to go back and watch a lot of old films, but I focus so much on what is coming out that anytime I watch an older film, it's something I'm already in love with, like Superbad or School of Rock, or like a movie that my friends want to watch that I've seen so many times that they haven't. But I never get to watch old content, like movies I've always wanted to see, because I'm just busy doing other stuff and watching other content. So I've had this idea now to add to this of possibly going through directors' filmographies, like picking a director every 2 or 3 months, watching all their films, and then just doing a big ranking and discussing. So that way I can see a bunch of films from people I'm always been fascinated in. I very much want to do one for all of Spielberg's films. I've seen a ton of Spielberg films, but I think I've maybe only seen about a third because he's made over 30 films in his career. I want to do a bunch of I want to do the Hitchcock filmography. I've seen all of Stanley Kubrick's, but I want to rewatch it and finish that off. But I'm thinking for my first director, possibly, because he has a film coming out, and he's not one of the big name directors. It's not like Nolan or Spielberg or something. I want to do someone kind of just random, and I have only seen 3 movies from this person, and his new film, Maxine, is coming out, Ty West. So I'm thinking that might be my first person that I do this kind of experiment with, especially because he doesn't have a ton of movies. I can do this in a month, but that's a way I could do more videos on older films, but have kind of a subject matter. Obviously, I watch a few older films. It's not like I don't ever go back and watch older films that I've always wanted to see. I've still never seen Fight Club, and I have a plan actually to watch it in 2 days. I haven't seen the original Twister ever in my life. I plan to watch that pretty soon because Twisters is coming out. So I will have the opportunity to watch other films, but I kind of think this is a fun way where I can explore way more older films during my own free time. I just have a movie that I want to see by the director. Oh, I can put 1 or 2 on. I'm not doing much today. And then I can talk about their filmography. I think that could be fun. So sorry about this long ass fucking introduction. It's 4 minutes, but now I will talk about what I'm here to actually talk about, and it's going to be a pretty short review of the brand new Yorgos Lanthimos film, Kinds of Kindness. Poor Things, I really do think is my favorite movie of last year. That or Holdovers have been kind of neck and neck. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for. But when I just really think about it, it would be Poor Things as my #1 movie of last year. I just fucking loved that film. I thought it was so intricate and smart and funny, heartwarming and sad, kind of bleak, but also just very clever. Everything about that film felt so fucking deep and personal. I don't know how to describe it. I loved the lead character of Bella Baxter. I loved all these side characters. I thought visually it was amazing. It had one of my favorite scores. I just thought it was a perfect movie and just something I could rewatch anytime. That not like a fun movie like Superbad or something that it's like a classic that's really fun, but I feel like it's a movie that I could rewatch if I just really want to think and have something really captivating to latch onto. That's a pretty lengthy film as well, you know? So, and I've been a fan of Yorgos for a while. I love Dogtooth, I love The Favorite, and I really liked The Lobster. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I really liked it. I've yet to see Alps or Killing of a Sacred Deer. I know I should check those out. I eventually will. But Kinds of Kindness, it's coming out now, and it has been pretty interesting. I've seen a lot of the interviews, the marketing for it. I think that it just sounds like a fun concept. 3 anthology stories from Yorgos Lanthimos. How's it going to turn out? And I was pretty worried because I heard some very divisive things. And about like 20 minutes into this movie, I was like, I wonder how they're going to hold this tone, this feeling of a movie for 2 hours and 45 minutes. And with that, I could say it's kind of hard to review a movie like this because it is an anthology film. You have to review kind of every story. There's 3 separate stories here. And to me, I don't want to get really into a lot of what they are. I guess the best way to describe it, the first one is about a man who is being very much controlled by this high businessman played by Willem Dafoe. He controls what he eats, when he sleeps, when he fucks, when he drives, what he has to do, and it's a very specific control thing. And the guy Jesse Plemons plays, I believe his name is, what is it? Is it like Ronald? I already forgot the fucking name of the character. He basically just goes along with it and does whatever the hell Willem Dafoe says. And it's definitely a story about loneliness and that feeling for attention. And then the second story is about this cop whose wife is lost in some sort of kind of castaway incident, like a boat crash. They don't know where she is or where she has been, but eventually his wife does return and things are just different. She's acting really weird, and it's him kind of coming to terms with that. Jesse Plemons also plays the lead in this one, the cop that I'm talking about. And then the third story is about this sex cult that Emma Stone, who is the lead in this one, she's in all 3 of them. A lot of the cast members like Hong Chow, Willem Dafoe are all in them, but it's sprinkled throughout. But the third one is about this sex cult. I really don't know how else to fucking describe the third story. There's so much in that third story that I couldn't narrow like a main premise to it. But basically, Emma Stone is in this sex cult, and if you've been contaminated by another person's semen, you are not allowed to be in this cult by someone who, by any standards, has sex with you other than a person in that cult. You are pretty much not allowed to be in this cult. And there's a lot of other things going on, but just to say it, there's a thing that happens midway through that story and why Emma Stone is no longer in that cult. But there is so much more to that story that is so fucking weird that I really couldn't get into without spoiling it and going on like a 20-minute tangent about what that is really about. I don't have much to say about this film other than I just really liked it. I really did. I just feel this is definitely a film that I wish I could see like 4 times so I could hyper-analyze it and do a big video on it. Because it is a film I do want to check out. Maybe in like a few weeks, because it's definitely like a weird film and one that I don't think is heavily rewatchable. But it has me talking. Me and my friend, when we left our theater, we usually are like, yeah, that was really good. And then we're like, all right, we'll see you next time. We usually just kind of leave the theater. Me and this friend I saw it with tonight. But we like talked about it for like 20 minutes before leaving. We were like, yeah, well, like, what'd you think of this? Like, yeah, that was fucking weird. Like, do these have a through line? Are all these stories really connected in some other way? There's one character who is in all 3 of the stories, not played by one of the main actors like Emma or anything. It is just a lead character who happens to be in all 3 of the stories, which I found very fascinating. All the stories are also titled around this character, RMF. So when you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Overall, thought the performances were great. I really liked the score. I think visually it's a well-shot movie, good production design. I mean, it's Yorgos Lanthimos film, so it looks great. It feels great. The humor is a lot of his dark humor, especially the humor you get from, I would say, more of like The Lobster territory, even Dogtooth, which isn't very funny, has some dark moments of like dark sprinkled humor. This is definitely more on those tones rather than a Poor Things or a tone of like The Favorite. So just go back to knowing that that's the kind of tone you're getting. And if you haven't seen those films, maybe check one of them out before rushing to the theater to see this, because it might not be your cup of tea. It wasn't always my cup of tea, but for the most part, I found it to be engaging. I was never bored. It is a film that had me interested and thinking, and I like films that sometimes make me think and discuss after them. Whether there's an actual purpose, rhyme, or reason to anything that happens in this film, I don't know, but that's just kind of the way I feel about it right now. And yeah, I will definitely be discussing it more down the line once I am able to see it again. I would love to do a spoiler review, maybe even a commentary when this hits streaming, or, you know, like a Blu-ray release. Because this is a film I could see myself talking over and, like, discussing, like, what's going on. And I think it'd be more fascinating to watch it that way. If I can see it again in theaters, that would be cool, but I don't know if we'll have the time. Yeah, overall, I'm thinking a solid 8 out of 10. I think it's pretty great. I just would really need to know what my feelings and how I feel about the movie adjust over time, because it is a film that I definitely need to see again, because there is just so much to it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it for what it was in this moment. So if you have seen Kinds of Kindness or want to see it, just comment down below. I would love to hear people's thoughts on this film. I need to listen to some critics on YouTube, because I haven't actually heard anyone's review of it. I just know that it's gotten some mixed reception when it premiered. Did it premiere at Cannes, I believe? And then I saw some mixed reception just on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. So I know that it's not getting, like, amazing reviews from both audiences and critics, but I would like to hear, like, some full-fledged thoughts of, like, what someone thought about this film, because I did find it very entertaining, very captivating, and very interesting. I think there's a lot to discuss here. So yeah, next video should be Inside Out 2 spoiler review. I'm pretty tired. It is like 1:30 a.m. in the morning. Seeing this at like 10 p.m., just a warning, it is like 2 hours and 45 minutes long. So you will get out late. But I was glad I got to go see it, because I don't know if I would have found other time this weekend to go see it, because I will be seeing A Quiet Place soon, and that's the only other release. So, yeah. Kinds of Kindness. Yorgos Lanthimos, you are a fucking freak. No, really, he's pretty freaky. But I mean, Emma Stone, she matches his freak. Me and my friend were talking about that. Like, damn, she's willing to get freaky. I mean, fuck, this is a wild film. Not for children, if it should be surprising. Probably equally, I would say equally as graphic of stuff that happens in Poor Things. Although Poor Things kind of has some lightness to it, this is very much more bleak and fucked up. So just a warning to anyone who sees this film. And that's all I have to say. Bye.